Every time you type a text or write an email or even just read a sign, you're using a secret code. A code that's been in development for 4,000 years. Seriously, every single letter has this epic, hidden story behind it. And today, we're going to crack that code. Okay, so to get started, we're actually going to jump into the future. Forget your keyboard. Forget typing with your thumbs. What if you could just think the words and they just appeared on the screen? I know, it sounds like total sci-fi, but get this, it's happening right now. Scientists are literally building brain-computer interfaces that can do exactly that. They capture brainwave data while someone just imagines writing, and they can tell the difference between an A and a B and a C just from those signals. That's because every letter we use has a unique neural signature, like a distinct fingerprint in our brain. So, to really understand where these incredible neural patterns are going, we have to know where they came from. It's time to hit rewind, like way, way back. All right, welcome to the origin story. The alphabet wasn't just invented one day out of the blue. Nah, it was an evolution, a kind of slow-motion revolution that completely changed how humans communicated, turning complicated pictures into simple, easy-to-learn sounds. Let's trace this 4,000-year journey, okay? It all kicks off around 2000 BC with Egyptian hieroglyphs. Thousands of beautiful but super complex symbols. Then, around 1850 BC, we get a huge breakthrough. Foreign workers in Egypt adapted these symbols, simplifying them to represent sounds, and boom, that's the first alphabet, Proto-Sinaitic. Fast forward to 1000 BC, and the Phoenicians perfected into this lean 22-consonant system that just spreads like wildfire. Then the Greeks borrow it and add a game-changing innovation, right before the Romans adapt that version, giving us the foundation for the letters we all use today. So what was the big revolutionary idea here? It's just this. One simple symbol equals one single sound. That's it. It's an incredibly efficient piece of technology. You no longer have to memorize thousands of pictures for thousands of words. And this just shows you what a massive leap it was. On one side, you've got systems like hieroglyphs that took a lifetime for a scribe to master. On the other side, the alphabet. It's like a small, manageable toolkit for communication. This basically democratized reading and writing. Now anyone could learn it and use it to write down their own story. So now this powerful idea is out in the world and it just goes viral. The alphabet basically became the ultimate open source technology. Different cultures started grabbing it, remixing it, and adapting it to fit the unique sounds of their own languages. The Phoenician system was a masterpiece, but it had one little catch. It only had consonants. You just had to guess the vowel sounds from the context. Then the Greeks came along and made probably the most crucial upgrade in the alphabet's entire history. They took a few Phoenician letters for sounds they didn't have and turned them into vowels. All of a sudden, for the first time ever, you could write down exactly how a word sounded. But here's where it gets really interesting. Our modern alphabet is actually smaller than it used to be. Yeah, we've lost letters along the way. Meet some of the fallen soldiers, like Thorn here, which made the th sound. Early printers didn't have a metal block for it, so they just substituted a Y. And that's how we get ye olde shop. Quick spoiler alert, it was always pronounced the old shop. Thorn, Yogh, Win, they were all just casualties of standardization. And that brings us to one of the biggest headaches in the modern world, English spelling. I mean, if the whole point of an alphabet is one letter equals one sound, then why is English spelling so completely chaotic? You've felt this pain. We all have. Why is GH silent in though, but sounds like an F in tough? Why don't boot and foot rhyme? It's like the spelling and the sounds are living on two totally different planets. So, who are the culprits behind this linguistic crime? Well, there are two main suspects. First, this huge event called the Great Vowel Shift, where over a few centuries, the way English speakers pronounce their vowels completely changed. And right in the middle of all that chaos, the printing press shows up and just freezes all the spellings in place. Then the first dictionaries come along and lock those now out-of-dated spellings in forever. Just look at how wild this was. Back in Middle English, the word we spell M-O-U-S-E was moose and was pronounced moose. The word M-I-C-E was mice and pronounced meese. The sounds just kept changing, but the spellings? They got stuck. We just never updated them. And that's the result. It's the perfect storm of history. We are speaking a 21st century language, but we're writing it with 15th century software. No wonder it feels so buggy. So we've covered where our letters came from and why our spelling is so weird. But that still leaves us with a few final, really tantalizing mysteries about this code that we use every single day. This is the big one. The question you've probably asked yourself since you were a little kid. Why ABCD? Why that order? It seems totally random. It's not sorted by vowels or by shapes or how often we use them. So what's the logic? And the honest, slightly maddening answer is nobody really knows for sure. The reason has just been lost to time. But we have theories. Maybe each letter also stood for a number, so they're in numerical order. Or maybe the sequence came from some ancient sentence used as a memory trick, but we've long since forgotten the sentence. Whatever the reason, that order has stayed remarkably consistent for almost 3,000 years. Oh, and what about this song? You know, the one that burned this ancient, mysterious order into all of our brains? Well, the tune itself came way, way later. It's the same melody as Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It wasn't until 1835 that a music publisher in Boston had the brilliant idea to set our alphabet to that super catchy tune. And, well, the rest is history. Which brings us right back where we started. This picture, this is a visualization of brain activity. Each one of those little colorful clusters represents a single letter. So from symbols scratched into rock 4,000 years ago to these distinct electrical patterns inside our own minds today, the alphabet isn't just a writing system. It's humanity's most successful and enduring code. The story of the alphabet is a story of constant change. It's gained letters, it's lost letters, it's been remixed by countless cultures. Which leaves us with one last thought. The story probably isn't over. So if it keeps evolving, what do you think the next letter will be?